I'm sure you've seen, and people know about this kind of viral episode we did where we were actually criticizing, or I was criticizing Annie's work, but you have a completely different take on her. And I'm like curious, I want to see you explain this because you really love Annie, as do I. And what are some things for the audience, if they don't know, some like quintessential hallmarks of Annie's work that you can point to and that you see almost every time?
Okay. First of all, not all Annie Leibovitz pictures are great. Mm-hmm. Okay? We just looked at those Avedon pictures. Not everyone's pictures are good. Okay? You don't always hit it out of the park every time. And listen, what's great about editorial photography is that editorial photography specifically has always been about bringing and rethinking how we use hero photography with citizen photography. That's its whole thing. So when Annie was doing a lot of her work in the aughts, she was wrestling with the idea of the real in a way that Gregory Crutzen was doing in the art world. Mm-hmm. This bringing in big lights, heavy camera, real kind of quintessential hallmarks of fantasy into situations and into environments that looked normal. She, for the most part, likes to shoot in people's homes and offices, right? She wants them to be in these situations where they're normal spaces. But she then lights it and composes it in a way that turns those normal people in those normal spaces into something elevated and new and different.
When I think of Annie, I think of a lot of fashion photography / portraiture that I feel like is deeply romantic and grand. It's always like a ball gown and a grand piano and a kind of limestone washed walls.
Those two.
The palazzo door. It kind of gives great expectations. In 98, 2001, I thought it was so beautiful and romantic and gorgeous. And then I think 20 years later is when I started to be like, okay, this feels formulaic and it doesn't hit the same. Right. Just 1-2 punch is kind of this bluish green, almost like someone shot with chlorine through the very great expectations.
Yes.
But the one with Gwyneth Paltrow and Ethan Hawke.
Yes. Not the original.
Yeah. That energy.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to play a little game. We have some images for you. Let's see. We have 2 different sets, each of 3. Can we get the Sharpie? Because I also want you to feel free.
Oh, my God.
What do these images say to you that are quintessentially Annie? And I want you to talk to me as if you were talking to a first-year photo student.
Okay. First of all, Annie, similar to Avedon, she really cut her teeth in editorial. And so she understands how to create an image that can suit the needs of the limitations and constraints of editorial design. So she always skirts the gutter every time. So there's nothing in the center of these pictures that will be a problem. She never puts the lead focus in the center of an image.
And do you think that's because of a magazine?
Definitely.
Right, okay.
Definitely. She definitely knows how to make sure that what she delivers can be used in multiple ways. She is meticulous, and so she knows what she's going to shoot before she shoots it. She doesn't just show up with a camera and hope for the best. So my guess is that she has a sense of which pictures will be the opener before she starts. For example, every image, if you're in, this was in Vogue, right? Mm-hmm. Vogue always needs space for captions. So she always leaves top left or top right open for your captions. And then for headlines, if she knows something's going to be an opener, she will make sure there's room for a headline. Mm-hmm. And this actually, both of these have room for a headline. I mean, this is a perfect opener, right? This is the designer's dream. You've got all of this space for text. The Queen, byline.
Yeah.
The other thing that she's really good at doing is understanding that we read left to right. So she'll always it's always a crescendo image, right? She'll have dead space on the left so your eye moves to the part that's the most exciting. And often that will be light in the corner, because it's gorgeous on the side. This is a perfect crescendo. Look at that.
Yeah.
So then she also has the perfect triangle every time. This is dead space, right? So it's darkness, but then she still has this triangle here, where at the top of the triangle is the thing we care most about. This one too, here, your eye goes up to Kim's face and then also comes down here. And what's interesting here is that even though this should be the place where your eye naturally lands because it's the only people connecting with you.
The only people looking at the camera
Right.
are Kris Jenner and North.
Right. And I think a photographer who is less brilliant would create an image where you hit this with your eye and then you turn the page. But what she's done is she's like, this is one place to rest. I've also given you compositionally a lead here to rest here with Kim.
Mm-hmm.
And then she hides Easter eggs all around here. Here we have the camera. Who is this camera actually focusing on? It's focusing on me, the viewer. And this mirror is showing Annie, I think, is in the mirror. There's this question of how connected is the viewer in the act,
Mm-hmm.
So the same is going here. I mean,
That whole shoot was gorgeous.
Oh,
regal. We're talking about Kim and Kanye's wedding cover of Vogue, the story that was inside of Vogue. I didn't like the cover shot, but I thought the story inside was so regal and so beautiful.
When they're making out in the garage.
And she's grabbing his throat, or maybe it's vice versa. It's really beautiful. And to be honest, I hadn't felt that feeling from Annie in a while until this shoot.
This is a fascinating picture because no one is looking at the viewer. They're all looking at themselves.
Mm-hmm. In different ways. Kanye's looking at them on the iPad. She's looking at themselves on the iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
We are looking at them through the mirror.
None of them are looking at us, and yet we are fascinated. I could look at this picture for ages.
Yeah.
And that's super unusual because usually in a portrait, you really only connect with the person if they are looking at you,
The next batch, this is our political category.
Yes, bring it.
We have Kamala Harris on the cover of Vogue 2024. We have Samantha Power, 2013 in Vogue.
People hated this one.
We have Hillary Clinton, 1993.
Yeah. Oh, can we get the Kanye one back?
Yeah.
Of the Kanye and in the bedroom. Kanye in the bedroom with an iPhone.
Yeah.
That one, yeah. Okay, so she's doing a lot of the same things here as she's doing here. As you'll see, it's she does 1, 2, 3 squares in an inverted triangle, which is dope. And she created an image that not only is there room for text if you need it, but it could also get cropped down to be a half page. She runs the foot off the edge of the page, which she does every once in a while, like that Michelle Obama on the stairs of the
White House?
White House, where she cuts off Michelle's foot, but that makes it.
And you like that?
I think it's incredible that Michelle Obama did that on the stairs of the
Yeah, because it's kind of sensual.
It's super sensual.
Especially for the White House, which is such a rigid,
yeah,
male-dominated place. But it wasn't sexual.
You would only do that for a photographer you trusted.
Why do you like the cutting off of the feet in the frames?
I don't usually, but sometimes it helps anchor an image. And here it does because it brings the leg as a line up to the face here. And again, we have the everyone's looking elsewhere.
These are the moments where it feels like a painting where you get to be like you just saw a glimpse of something. You just stumbled into something. You're a fly on the wall. No one notices you're there.
Yeah. This is a huge image because her son's in it. Whenever Vogue does political coverage, there are a very vocal group of people who say that it's untoward or something, as though it should just stick to fashion.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck those people. Fashion is political. It's not something that we'd like to talk about in 2025, the importance of identity and the importance of history in a photographer's choices. But she chose to have Samantha with her son. That was a big moment to say that she's also a mother.
So we're now moving on to Hillary Clinton, 1993, in the back of a car.
Okay, so again, she's doing the crescendo, right? It goes dark to light over here. Clinton is clearly the main focus, but she also has this person in the back who is not completely in shadow. They have enough light on them to kind of mirror Hillary's gesture. He's doing the same thing. It's a mirror image. And then she has this light over his head, and that's such an interesting choice.
But you give her a lot of agency when you say, oh, that was a choice. Was it, though?
Well, I mean, she could have, scrubbed it out, for example.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but the more I think about it, if they're driving down the highway, there's no reason that light should be off. So she must have asked the driver to turn on the light. She turned on that light.
We're deciding.
She had to. Those lights go off when you're driving. Annie, if you're listening, call me.
Turn on an interior light while you're driving, but I get what you're saying. It could have been taken out. It could have been turned off.
She would have, if she didn't want it there, she would have asked it for them to turn it off.
And the assumption here is that she's shooting this image from the passenger seat and is turning around to get this shot.
Yeah, but she knew it was coming. Also, room for text, but damn, that's tricky. That's such a good photographer.
Kamala, cover of Vogue. This is 2024.
This is 2024. A lot of people didn't like this picture. They said it looked like Christmas.
I didn't mind this one. I didn't like the one shot by Tyler in the Converse.
Yeah, that got a lot of press.
Love Tyler and I love his work, but I really didn't like that image and I was surprised by it.
Well, I think they probably learned a lot from that image that they did.
They better. They should have.
Anyway, what I like about this image is that they realized that she is most comfortable sitting down. I'm assuming that's what happened. Because when I looked at all of the pictures that were ever taken of her, when she's standing up, she's a little bit more stiff. They figured out a way compositionally to make that work. They don't do a lot of sitting pictures at Vogue, I don't think. It's not like Elle. Elle is everyone's always sitting down.
You mentioned before that she always skirts the center, that the subject is never deadpan in the center, and I thought that was because of the need of folding a magazine, but this is the cover, so you wouldn't be folding this in half, and yet Kamala's still not centered.
That's because they're trying to make an interesting composition. Sitting centered, you get like a lot of crotch. No, you don't want too much crotch, usually, unless you do. So this, she's making nice lines here. Some people really got upset about how her elbow rendered.
So you have all the photo geeks in your DMs, like raging.
Yeah. They're like, but her hands, they're way too big. Like, what the hell?
But you like this image.
I know how hard it is to get a picture this good from politicians.
Amazing.
Like is a strong word.